ChatBlk.
Because we black. And we want a black perspective, okay, on this show, because they need one. All right, moving on.
We're going to move up north. We're going to go to Michigan. Stephanie and whatever that young man's name is. Ryan.
That's a joke. This whole situation is a joke. Stephanie, that picture you on that Maserati, girl.
Legs cocked up. Yes.
You better pose for the gram, okay? Tell you what I do like about Stephanie. Stephanie seems like a woman who pulled herself up by her bootstraps and made a life for herself. She got a beautiful home. She got a Maserati. She got enough money to take care of Ryan's whole family.
Whole family, pay his whole salary.
His whole salary, paying for the people that mom a house and her own life. But Ryan don't want you, Stephanie.
No. Sorry. We hate to break it to you, but he's using you. I think you know this.
Yeah, she has to know.
Everybody has told you. The psychic, your cousins. I feel like Ryan has to know that she smashed his cousin too. Because he was, when they finally did talk, because it took several episodes
before
there was an actual conversation.
Yes. I was starting to think Ryan was a catfish.
Right. And then when they did talk, he was just so flippant. He was just like, well, what you want? And I feel like he must know.
He has to know.
He knows.
It's your cousin. How do you not know?
He probably was ready to spill the tea.
I'm sure. But Stephanie, you're going to have to let it go, sis. This ain't for you.
That's not the one.
There is not even a question about ring or no ring, what I want. Let it go.
Let it go.
You need to find you like a 60-year-old man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who got some coin.
But you know, Stephanie never wanted to be married. Like, she didn't want to be married. She didn't want to have kids. And so, I don't know. We haven't got enough of Stephanie's story to know what was this change. You know, she just got, you know, that thing put on her real good. And
that's all that was. She went over there for vacation and got her groove back.
There's more things to get put on you.
Okay.
You don't have to marry this one. You don't have to marry any of them.
Because she married Ryan, she's just going to, I mean, he's only going to marry her for the security of himself and his family. Stephanie, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Next.
Some old familiars have come back, Natalie and Mike. Now, okay, so I hadn't seen their story before. You had seen
I had seen them, and it ended terribly. Natalie could not verbally say that she loved Mike.
Red flag.
He's packing his clothes and you throw the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Then you turn around on the car ride to the airport at the end of their first season and it's like, you should apologize to me. Why should he apologize to you? You couldn't say that you loved him. Right. So that made him visibly and understandably upset.
Right. And see, I saw that side of Natalie come out for sure this episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
Sis is a mess. When I first saw her, I was like, okay, she's got some control issues in terms of like with his diet. You know, she's a vegetarian. He eats meat.
I don't care, girl.
Okay, I mean that's nice if y'all want to do this week on, week off type of stuff, but
he's not making her eat meat though.
Right.
So he bought her some carrots. Sis said,
she can fix breakfast.
This girl went in that kitchen start. That carrot,
shredded carrot.
I said now. They showed him trying to talk to her via FaceTime or something after it all ended. And she was still being dumb. Then in the midst of this, you get a visa. You get your K1 visa approved.
And then it's like, I gotta be here in 20 days.
Don't call me and tell me I gotta be here in 20 days. And then you feel some type of way because he not jumping with joy. And you feel some type of way because
Bro was having a whole existential crisis sitting in that car like,
then they had to kick Uncle Bo out.
Right. To be fair, I wasn't gonna be living with Uncle Bo either. But that's not my situation.
It's not my situation. But I really felt bad for Uncle Bo. Because you can tell
he done had a rough life.
He had a rough life. He didn't have many options on where to go. But that move showed that Mike does care about her. He asked his own family to move out so that you can feel comfortable. And that still wasn't enough for me to just say, let me get back. Let's work through these 90 days.
She must have just been at her wit's end because to me that whole, well, what's your IQ? Like that question just came out the blue.
She likes to poke at him.
Well, she posts.
She likes to also turn and play the victim.
Oh yeah, because that's exactly what she did. Then it was this, he has one beer and then he's drunk. Girl, do you see the size of this man? It's gonna take far more than one beer to get
and
that
he
man
been drinking
drunk.
a long time.
Long time. His resistance, his tolerance is way up here.
I don't want them to get married though.
No, absolutely. That would be a disaster. That's a strong.
And isn't Mike an atheist? Like an atheist
yes.
or something?
So all of these red flags, she's very religious. He's an atheist. She's a vegetarian. He's not. Like, and
he drinks, she don't. Even though tequila is vegan, she can drink some tequila.
It would loosen her up a bit.
Oh, just a little bit. Get you a shot, babies. Mm-hmm. Good for you. Agave, okay? But yeah, I don't want them to get married. Mm-mm.
Absolutely no. That would be the worst idea in the history of marriages.
Not rooting for that.
Last but not least, no, we got two more.
Two more?
Yes, I just remember one we forgot.
Oh, who?
Amira and
Andrew?
Yes, Andrew. Disaster. See, don't even have words for how much of a disaster this is. This man, useless.
Now I don't blame him for her getting detained. That wasn't his fault.
He didn't have. And to be fair, I think I would have tried it too.
I would have tried it too, especially if I had talked to other people. They said, with the coronavirus, go to Mexico, quarantine for 14 days, then come into the States. Okay, sounds like a solid plan.
It sounds like a solid plan.
But then if the person I'm trying to meet doesn't show and I find out that they're detained, I'm not about to just be staring out at the ocean talking about I wanted to be enjoying this view with a mirror. Take your ass down somewhere and go talk to somebody.
You could have done so many things and you did nothing. Nothing.
But sat on that couch and called his mama and sister. But he talked to the daddy.
In that conversation, so they have a little FaceTime or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, that's a nice shirt." I don't want to hear about this shirt. I want to know where my daughter is.
All of his dating experience must be via international dating sites.
I can see that.
It wasn't enough urgency for me, Andrew. There was not enough It didn't give me like, oh, he really tried. Like, I'm sure Amira probably watched this episode back or these episodes back and was like,
what was I thinking?
It's a no for me.
Strong no.
We haven't seen much. We'll see how it develops, I guess.
But she's back in France now. So I don't know how much development there's going to be.
He would have done better going to France for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm sure at the onset, he probably couldn't travel there either with the restrictions. Look, either way, the universe did both of y'all a favor.
Absolutely.
Amira, the universe did you a favor. Okay? Look at that detainment as the universe's way of saying it's a no. Okay. Virginia Beach.
Yep. So Hazel and
old
Tariq.
School. They've been around for a minute. Back when Tariq was little. When he was skinny.
He's not so skinny anymore.
No, Tariq.
It probably all them chicken and waffles he's been eating.
Yeah. And all them
French
French toast.
And French toast and everything.
Tariq eat good, boy.
Hazel wasn't here for it though. She didn't want none of that. She wanted some rice.
And a girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
And a girlfriend.
She's like, I'll have a plate of girlfriend with a side of rice.
With a side of rice. I would love to know, because we don't get the full story on watching, the show, but I would love to know how much interaction Ari, I think that's his daughter's name, Tariq's daughter's name, has had with Hazel prior to her showing up in their house. Because he made the statement like, if this doesn't work with Ari and Hazel, then we're done. Right. And she's kind of like, well, how much have you tried to have them interact, whether it be via FaceTime, Skype, or whatever, before you brought this woman here?
Right. Ari knew who she was. Yes. She was able to say, like, Hazel, and she seemed comfortable with being held. I would take that as, like, she's not a stranger in the sense that they've had some, FaceTimes or whatever. That definitely should have been a thing that they were working on. It should have been more understood. Like, the type of relationship they had should have been a little bit more
secure for him to not have to say if they don't get along, then it's not going to work.
Right. And I know there's that additional challenge in that she's a special needs child. Right. Hazel is a mother. Yeah, she had to leave her own child.
You got to leave your child to take care of his child.
And the success of your relationship basically depends on that. Yeah. Ooh. She's gonna have some issues to deal with on that.
I hope you get your son here soon. I don't know. I feel like Hazel and Tariq gonna work out. Maybe. I don't know what I get from them. Hazel's too hard up over this girlfriend. And though they've had a girlfriend before,
right.
Mindy,
something like that.
I don't think Tariq was as down. He don't give me like head over heels about the idea of her just like rushing into getting another girlfriend in America. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think for him, it might be different being in America. Here's your family, your friends, your daughter, and like a girlfriend. I don't think he's feeling it.
Yeah.
And I think that might be an issue for them because that's what she wants.
I think she wants that more than she wants
him. And the freedom to be bisexual in America.
Right. Yeah, I don't know about y'all.
I don't know. I don't even know what I want for them. I think I need another couple episodes to kind of see. So the vote's still out.
And here's another thing, because the baby, Ari, sleep in the bed. And he was with Tariq. Did you see the episode? So I think it was this last episode, and she's like, okay, where do I put my clothes and my things in that big old house, that big old messy ass house? You did not clean
that house was not clean, Tariq.
So messy.
He said it is clean.
No. Stuff everywhere. Mm-hmm. So it was not clean and it was junky. But she was like, okay, where do I put? There was a big old dresser drawer right there. And so she was like, where do I put my stuff? And he said that was for the baby. Like, that was Ari's stuff. And so then she was like, well, why isn't her stuff in her bedroom? Whoa. Oh, well, that's because she's staying here. She sleeps in here with me. And basically, you're going to have to get used to having her sleeping. No, I'm not.
Get these kids out y'all bed. Mm-hmm. Tariq, you have looks like what seems to be a nice size home with more than one bedroom.
Definitely.
There's room for you and Hazel, and Ari needs a room. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know, maybe she has issues with sleeping, or there might be some things that he has to tend to her at night. I get that, but there are other ways to do that.
Yeah, I have to figure that out.
But Hazel deserves to be in a room by herself.
Yeah,
Hazel's better than me. I'd be like, well, fine, I'm gonna go. What other room at?
Right, I'm gonna sleep over.
I'm gonna sleep over there because I'm not.
About bring my girlfriend with me too.
Okay, Hazel.
I think they have potential.
They do have potential.
So there's potential for me to vote yes for them, but they also have a lot of barriers. Like, I want them to be happy. Mm-hmm. But some things will have to change before I can say yes.
My verdict is still out. I'm gonna give them a couple more episodes.
Okay.
So, well, friends, this is where we are in the season. We are excited to see where these couples go.
Yes.
The next time y'all see us, we will be recapping and talking about episode 8. So we're gonna kick back with a glass of wine,
some little snacks,
yes. And we are going to watch this episode and let's see what happens.
We want to see, Rebecca, are you going to have some furniture for Zia? That's what I want to know.
No, she's going to be pushing them down the hall in that
cart in the little buggy. And I want to see how much more is Julia going to take, because she seemed like she was at her breaking point this last episode.
And the parents are getting too on edge. Like, the daddy was all rowdy. Mm-hmm. You know, like, everybody is on edge in that house. So I'm really interested to see
how the kid
is going to explode. Julia's not going to take it too much longer. Mm-hmm. And Brandon's just going to be standing there like.
And allegedly, Julia has a bad temper or whatever. I mean, I think she's been very patient.
I just think she's honest. I don't think she has a bad temper. She's just like, I don't understand. This doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And if that makes her have a bad temper, then I have a bad temper too.
I definitely got a bad temper then.
We will see y'all on the next episode of the ChatBlk.
Thanks for joining us.
See y'all later.
Bye.